show starts, whether or not Paul's ready.
Ready.
I mean, nothing's changed. I mean, it'll never change. We could building things on a Microsoft platform.
Yeah. Remember when Build used to be about Windows? I miss those days.
Mm-hmm. Exciting times. There's a build box coming that the cat has uncovered.
Build box. Fun.
Well, from what he
A
sleuthed.
build box. Is that what he calls it?
Well, I don't even know if it's build box, but you can rent a desktop in the cloud that's ready to develop, Paul Thurrott.
I like it.
Yep.
Don't
sure
they already
that's-
kind of have that? Whatever. Okay, that's fine.
These are these vertical clouds that they like to tell you, healthcare cloud. It's like, doesn't that kind of exist? Like, it's all just a server
Just
somewhere.
Give it a name.
Yeah, like somebody in
okay.
marketing
Yeah. Sure.
said, whatever. And so here we are on a Monday morning. If anybody's been wanting to update their Android subsystem for Linux, you can do that.
Can you do that? Or is it coming? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. I know it's coming.
I have it installed.
I mean,
I tried
honestly,
it.
isn't what people are looking for more and better apps? Right? Not the, what is it, 4 dozen-ish that we have now? That are most 3.5 dozen-ish of which are crap. Am I missing something?
Yeah, I mean, it's the future we all wanted. Android apps from Amazon. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
I know. I really wish Microsoft and Google could get their acts together. I know I've probably said this about 100 times now, but I don't understand why these companies are not aligning to fight Apple. You know?
Yeah, but they just don't care. They don't see it that way. They're all just fighting each other.
Microsoft of today is not the Microsoft they feared so much at their incarnation, you know? Completely different company. Big partnering company. They don't have a mobile thing. They would go with Android and Google. Google Pixels could become the default and or preferred product to use with whatever your phone is called these days. And God, don't you want Google services on there? I mean, it would be good for Google. No? Just too simple?
I don't know.
What's the downside? What do you think's going to happen? What bad thing could happen to Google? Some product you support for 6 months doesn't get supported as much because people are using Windows? You guys bounce around anyway. Who cares?
Well, they're not going to make any less advertising revenue, that's for sure.
Yeah, right. Microsoft's all in on that. They would love that. Come on in. Windows 10 and 11. It's like an open sieve for data. Just you'd slot right in, you know? No one would even notice.
I don't know if this falls under the line of conspiracy theory, but we'll put it there.
Okay.
And I find this fascinating because it very well could be true. Is that when you buy something on Amazon and you get the email that says your product is on the way, do you know why it doesn't tell you what the product is?
Oh, I can't stand that.
Well, you know why?
Please tell me. This makes me insane. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, but there's a reason.
The reason, or the conspiracy theory is that Amazon doesn't want Google scraping what you're buying from them. And if it showed up in your inbox, your Gmail inbox, that says, Paul Thurrott bought new boots, then Google could target you with ads for new boots or whatever, shoelaces.
Huh.
And that's why they don't do it. And like part of me is like, man, it's such a pain in the butt. But then it's like, I kind of get why they're doing it.
You know, there is something weird there. A lot of people think that their phones are just listening to them constantly, and then ads start appearing. And we all have this kind of weird anecdotal information about this stuff. I just had a series of text exchanges with a friend of mine from back in Boston because one of the things that happened when we delayed our trip home is we were supposed to go to Boston last weekend, which actually would have been very complicated, but it was this kind of post-wedding event thing that had been scheduled months in advance. I actually, on the side, planned another surprise event for that same friend, which he won't hear about because he doesn't listen to this. And it was supposed to be on Friday night. And, it all got screwed up because of this flight thing. So we were exchanging, two groups of my friends were exchanging all these text messages about this. Saturday night came, we were home here, and my friend still had his event. And actually not a lot of, I guess, not everybody showed up. It wasn't just me, but I mean, I communicated that in advance so everyone would know. And then pictures of past events with these friends started popping up on my smart display, right? And this is just one little thing. I mean, I have other examples. I forget most examples because they kind of come and go. But I think this is the thing we all deal with, right? Like we all believe that there is this connection, you know? And it's weird. Like it's really weird. I don't know. All these people anyone who knows anything about anything will go like, no, your phone's not listening. It's not doing this. It's not blah, blah, blah. And right?
Yeah.
We all have those experiences, right? Everybody, all the time. It's weird.
It's how they control us, Paul. That's why we're in a simulation. They do this just to mess with your head.
We're seeing a rip in the fabric of the Matrix or something.
Just to kind of keep you on your toes, make you question your sanity.
Yeah.
Then you're not getting descriptions in your inbox. And you're like, it's just a giant conspiracy.
That's always driven me crazy. Look, we're Americans. We order a lot of stuff from Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing comes, order number, blah 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 blah. Who cares? I don't need that. I need to know what it is. This is completely frozen. My Teams thing is frozen.
You're still here. Speaking of things,
I just note the weirdness of the fact that my Teams thing worked fine in Mexico, of all places. I get home, the connection is over 3 times faster, and it's like it like freezes like the end of a.
All I'm saying, Paul, is we were talking about a rift, seeing through the other side.
Yep.
And your
they
connection
latched right onto us.
Yeah, they're getting close. They're getting close.
The tendrils on the phone line.
Freezes Teams. That's how.
Beep, beep, beep. He's onto us. Put something random on his smart display. Yep.
I got my grill built all throughout. This was exciting.
This went from idea to fruition in like 1 week.
Yeah, well, I had to stain my deck.
That means you cleaned your deck first? You power washed it?
Yeah, I did. God, let me tell you.
You suburban nightmare, you.
First off, I built this deck, and we have spindles on the deck, which are so you have the handrail. It's the thing that keeps like little kids from falling out. Like that's the only way I can describe them. They're spindles. They're wood. I hate every single one of those because there's 4 sides to them, like most 3D objects, and you got to stain each individual side.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And it just takes forever.
Don't you wish you could have taken that one back?
Yeah.
Something else in there.
And then it was great too because my daughter was helping, and she was actually doing a great job. And then she's like, I bet the people who built this deck, they didn't have to do this the first time. And I looked at her, I'm like, you realize I built this deck? And she goes, how old are you? Like, you can, wow,
this has been here since antiquity.
Yeah. Just,
from her perspective.
Like, Jesus was on the cross over there, and my deck was here. The same wood.
It was being built literally at that moment.
Same wood.
It was so people could have a better view. It's just...
this is the chair of
Pontius Pilate.
Yeah, we really just kind of drove that one right off a cliff, which is, I think,
anyway, I'm sorry. So you got your grill.
Yeah, I don't even remember now. Grilled
well, you remember you got the grill.
Yeah.
So you had to power wash the deck, which was horrible, as it always is.
Yeah, and
then you stained it though. You power washed it and stained it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. See that alone? That's a big weekend right there. And by the way, when did this happen?
Over the weekend.
This weekend. So was it?
Well, I started technically like on Thursday, but
yeah, okay, because it was in the 90s here Saturday.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've
hotter here than in Mexico. Just throwing it out there.
I don't know if you've ever noticed, Paul, but I have fair skin. So being out in the heat and direct sunlight is like I'm Wicked Witch of the East in the water sort of thing. It's like,
speaking of Jesus, you probably left a pattern of you on the deck somewhere when the sun hit you. It's like a little Shroud of Sam's kind of thing. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here.
It doesn't even matter at this point. Anyways, I grilled some burgers. First, so you have to season this thing because it's just a giant slab of steel that gets real hot.
Oh yeah. So it's like a metal colored.
Yeah, it's like a cast iron skillet. Like it's the exact same thing.
Yep.
I mean, so we got all that done. Made some food. Has an air fryer. Made some fries.
That's cool.
Cool. It was whatever. I don't know.
My car was a version of your grill when we got to it out in the open parking lot, sitting out in the weather for 12 days.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it smelled great.
It smelled great. You couldn't touch any of the black surfaces inside the vehicle for about 2 hours. It was like driving, holding like like oven mitts. It was not good.
It'll be fine, sweetie.
Yeah, good thing it wasn't a stick shift. We'd be in a ditch somewhere.
Great episode.
Oh boy.